This guy doesn't even know what he's missing right now. Right out there. Well, now he's gonna look. It's cold out. I'm wondering why they're kind of congregating right over there. And now that I think about it, somebody was camped over there, and I was hiking over there earlier today, and they had left a bunch of dog food like just on the ground. And so that's got to be what they're after. They must be eating dog food. As soon as they hear me or see me, they're gonna take off, so I gotta be really quiet. Got a little tip for you guys. It's a tip for myself too, because I haven't done this task. You can see I just took a shower. On the trailer, there's a water heater. Mine runs on propane. It's running right now. But what I've never done is mark the exact spot on here for the perfect temperature. And what I want to do is just mark it. And this is the spot here where you mark it. And you got to get one of these pens. These are awesome pens. So now I can always set it to right there, and I'll know that I have the perfect temperature for the shower water. And I think I'm like most nomads. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off now because I don't need it. And I think most nomads are the same way. If we're not gonna be using the hot water, then we turn off the water heater. You could leave this on and the pilot light will stay lit, and then as the tank in there's a 6-gallon water tank, as that cools off, then it'll kick back on, heat that water up again continuously. So, you know, it's fairly efficient because it's just heating up 6 gallons, and the 6-gallon tank is actually inside the trailer under the cupboards, and it's insulated really well, so it does retain the heat for quite a long time. But since I live this way full time, I'm really conscientious about how much fuel I'm using, so I don't like to use a lot of propane. So the only time I turn the heater on, the water heater, is basically when I'm going to take a shower. That's the only time I ever need hot water. So I turn this thing on about 20 minutes before I take a shower, and a lot of times I'll come and turn it off right before I hop in the shower. Then I don't have to come back out here and turn it off. But now I have it marked at the specific temperature that I like my shower water. So I don't have to do the thing in the shower, you know, where you turn on the hot water and then you add a little bit of cold water, you turn the other knob. So you're messing with 2 knobs, and doing that takes time. And also you're using more water that way. Then if you want to turn the water off, you know, there is a button on the shower head, but on mine it's kind of awkward. On some of the other nozzles, they're a little bit more easy to access the button. But I like to just turn the knob. So I kind of wet myself off I just turn one knob. So I got the hot water flowing and it's perfect temperature. Get myself wet, and then I turn the knob off, and then, you know, soap up or scrub down, whatever. And then sometimes I use soap, and then turn the knob back on, and then you got the water again, same temperature. So you don't have to constantly like adjust to get that right temperature. You know, when you're at home, you do that all the time, right? Like you turn on the hot water and you're like, oh, that's too hot. I got to add some cold water to that. You feel it a little bit, and then you go, okay, I'll make a little adjustment here. And by that time, you've already used probably like 10 gallons of water. You just wasted it down the drain. In the trailer, you know, there's only about 30 gallons in the trailer. And that's, you know, that doesn't last a particularly long time if you're going to take showers regularly. So that's another thing I do is I take showers very sparingly. And if I want to take a shower every day, like if it's super hot out, sometimes I will get in the shower every day, but it'll just be basically like a rinse, like a 1 gallon, maybe 1.5 gallons worth of water, just to rinse that kind of grime from the day off of myself. Tonight I took like a full-on shower, so I probably used about 3 gallons. That's a pretty decent shower for me. Right now I've got to do something that actually I'm good at it. The dogs, it's not their favorite thing. Echo's actually really good at it. Dodger's kind of a pain in the butt, but he's fine. He'll tolerate it. It's something you got to do when you're living out on the road like this. You know, we don't go into town to get these little services done, like cut my hair, like I cut my own hair. Today, I got to do this to the dogs. You guys know what this is. I'm making a big deal out of it, but it's fine. You know, every once in a while you cut a little bit too close and then they yelp, but I haven't done that in a long time, so I feel like I'm really good at this now. Dodger is just kind of a pain in the butt with it. Dodger. So I show him the nail clippers first so he knows what's going on. And then he's got this bad back leg, so I have to kind of put my knees here to kind of hold him up, so I kind of hold his rear end up at the same time with my legs. And that helps him out. You got to do these things. And then his tail is like always in the way, so I can't see. And I like to be precise so I don't cut him too short, but I want to cut him short enough. And then he's always pulling his leg. You guys know what this is like if you've done it. But you watch. Oh, see, now I can't see because his tail. And he's struggling like the whole time. The one thing is they do know that they get a treat afterwards. And you guys have been sending us some really nice treats. So I have a nice stash. Hey, Dodger, easy. Okay, that's his back legs. I like to do it with the sun so I can see really good. The other thing I like to do is do this before we go on a hike, or at least on a walk, especially in like a rocky area. Okay, wait. Wait. You want a treat? You want a treat, huh? Let's see, which one did I get? That's this one I need to do. Hey, wait. Dodger makes it so hectic for me. And I get it, he has trouble with his leg, you know, I understand that. Oh. And now he just acts like, he's like, okay, now I know you're all done, now it's time for a treat. Yeah, you want a treat, huh? You think you deserve it, but you were kind of a pain in the butt. And you guys watch me do Echo, he's really good at it. Okay, Echo, come here. Echo, right here. Yeah. And show him the clippers. Come here. Good boy. Good boy, Echo. You do it just like a horse, like you run your hand down their leg so they know which one to lift up. And they'll lift it up for you, basically. But I like to do this before we go on a hike, because then, especially like in a rocky area or sandy area, because they're kind of sharp right after you do it. And so hiking in a rocky area, they'll get worn down real quick in like a matter of 20 minutes, 20-minute walk or something like that. Good boy. Let's get you right here. Make it a little closer for everybody so they can see. Yeah, good boy. That one's nasty. Because they'll be sharp, and then when he like wants to shake or paw at me or get up on the furniture, then he can snag stuff, and it's nicer to have him rounded off. Echo, come on, easy. It's always the last paw or the last nail with these guys that they start to crap out and be a pain in the butt. But he wants a treat. You know, it is kind of awkward. Like, it does kind of hurt my back a little bit because I have to bend over like this. Good boy. Oh, but it's something that has to be done. You can see Dodger, he's hiding under there where he's safe. As soon as I bring the treats out, though, he'll come out of there. Let's see what treats we got. Now, these are all treats from you guys. Sent us these. Super nice. I'm not going to give the dogs all of these right now. These are from my dad. The dogs love these. Echo's much more gentle. He's very sloppy. He'll put your whole hand in his mouth, but he doesn't bite. This guy, you got to be careful. Don't have your fingers out. Got to give it to him like that, or he'll bite you and he won't care. And we got a lot of treats here. These are from Lysand. These are from Tim Reynolds, which these are just for Echo because they're very chewy. They're rawhides, you know. Echo, yes. See, he'll take that and go lay down with it somewhere for 5 minutes and chew that thing. The Dodger needs something softer. We got these greenies from Sarah Jane, and these actually, Dodger can have these. They're fairly tough, but he's good at chewing them. I really like to give him, see how he just goes right for it. See, he takes a piece right off there. Oh, now Echo wants a bite. You can have a bite, but you can't take the whole thing. Oh, he's so strong. Oh my God, he's gonna get it. Oh, save that for later. See, Dodger's still chewing that piece that he got. So these actually do work for Dodger. The best thing, just because these are a little bit cheaper than the greenies, are these sweet potatoes. Dodger's really good at chewing these as well. He's going right in there. I'm just holding it just because it's fun to hold it, but I don't need to hold it. He can take it and he'll chew it appropriately. If I give him a rawhide, he'll chew it till it's soft, and then he'll basically swallow the whole thing. Whereas Echo will go over there and see what he's doing with it, but he tears off little tiny pieces. Dodger used to do that too, but he just doesn't have the jaw strength, or, you know, he's had some teeth pulled too. So he needs stuff that's kind of soft. Good boy, Echo. Good boy. Get it. Get it. So that's just a little bit of dog maintenance. I'm going to show you guys the next major thing that I have to do with the dogs. And for me, it's quite involved because it takes a long time, especially for this guy. So I'll show you that next. But speaking of maintenance, Being a full-time nomad, you're going to do a lot of maintenance on your own. And the good thing is, like out here, you have basically a lot of time, a lot of peace and quiet to do those things. There's multiple things I got to do with the truck, and I've been doing some things. I was working on the springs in the back. They were squeaking a little bit. So I had to replace some of the shims in the leaf springs. That seemed to work really well. I need to do an oil change in the truck. I did a little bit of maintenance on the engine, which I'll get into in another video. But just to kind of give you an idea of these kind of things you're doing. So it's constantly like, I have a list, a truck list, a dog list, and a trailer list. These things are always, breaking, but then there's just maintenance, things you want to keep before they do break. For example, the trailer, the next thing I got to do, and I've done this a few times before. I try to do it. I've been doing it about once every year and a half, but I want to start getting on a regular schedule of doing it every year, which is packing the bearings in the wheels. That involves jacking up the trailer, taking off each wheel, and then you got to put new seals in there, repack all the bearings, then put the seal in, and then you can remount the wheels. It's a messy job, but I do have some tools that make it a little bit easier. And since I've done it several times now, I'm a lot more efficient at it, but I still take my time. I mean, I might do the 4 wheels on the trailer over a period of, 2 or 3 days, just taking my time. Something cool I got, actually, speaking of the wheels, take a look at this. And I want to get more into this later. I'll give you some more details. Slobo gave us something for our trailer tires, and this is changing my nomadic life. It's insane that I have gone this long without using these tire pressure sensors. And there's 2 more here, 1 on each tire, and they're matched for each wheel, so you know which one is going low. It also does the temperature. It'll tell you the temperature of the tires. But then there's a unit, which we'll get into. I'll do a video that shows more in detail. That goes in the truck and sits on the dash. It's solar powered. It's really one of the coolest things that I've added to my kit. So thanks Slobo for that, because it's freaking awesome. I dig it so much. When I was driving up here from Quartzsite, I was just looking at the monitor on my dashboard, because that was the first time I got to use it since I left Quartzsite. Because he gave me those when I was in Quartzsite, so I wasn't towing the trailer around. But the whole drive up here, I just kept looking at the monitor on the dashboard. As the temperature changed outside, then you can see the temperature in the tires change. And then just the more motion that you have on the road, the temperatures will change. But then also, like the side that's in the sun, those tires will get a little bit hotter as you're driving along. And so you can just see the temperature just kind of fluctuating. It's just fun to watch. And it gives you this crazy peace of mind that I never had before. But if I ever see it drop down really low, then I know, I got to pull over and check my tires. Whenever I get gas at a gas station, I always at least walk around and just give it a quick look. And you guys have seen me do the dummy check, which I always do before I get on the pavement with the trailer. I always walk around. I'll even look at the tires, look to see if I can see any nails or screws in the tires. I do that every time I leave a campsite like this. Hitting the pavement is my reminder to do the dummy check and just walk around, make sure everything's hooked up correctly, make sure I got the awning in properly and the windows are all closed, everything's locked up, stuff like that. The hitch is attached properly. But then also, anytime I go to a gas station, I at least do a walk around just to see if I can see visually any low air pressure in the tires, which that has happened like several times doing the dummy check or checking at a gas station. You'll notice problems, things that you forgot to do, or problems that have come up on the road that it's a good thing you caught them in time. So having things like the tire pressure sensors now, it's like revolutionizing how I travel. It feels so different having just that extra information. Now what I want to do is I want to get a set for the truck. Now the truck has brand new tires, and they're even better tires than I had on there before. So they're supposedly they're stronger. They're called light truck tires. I know you guys know about that. Some of you guys know about that. So I should have less problems as far as like nails and stuff like that to some degree. But it would just be nice if I had the same kind of monitoring capability. And I know a lot of you guys have newer vehicles and it's like built in. You know, my truck is not a new it's not a new truck, so it doesn't have that system. I have to add that to it. And just so you can get a peek at the monitor, it just sits on the dash here. And it's solar powered, which I didn't realize, like, you don't have to hook it up to anything. It's so cool. It's like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or somehow it connects automatically to those sensors. So there's no wires, there's no batteries. I think you can put batteries in here maybe, but it just stays charged with this little solar panel. Right now I have it turned off because I'm detached from the trailer. So I have to turn it off because if I leave it on and then drive away, I think it'll set the alarm off, and this thing has a pretty loud alarm. And speaking of the dashboard in the truck, I got some more pizza from Sam's Club. For some reason, this pizza was a lot closer to what you get at Costco, like almost exactly the same. The crust was a little bit thinner, but a lot of cheese, decent amount of sauce, and it seemed to be bigger around. It was definitely heavier than the last pizza I got at Sam's Club. The pizza that I get at Costco is always like super consistent. There was one time where it was a little bit off. I think they didn't put that much sauce on it. But so far, Sam's Club, the consistency, man, this pizza, it weighed so much more. I could just feel it in the box. I was like, whoa, this is way heavier. So much more cheese. And the crust is even a little bit thicker. So for $1 cheaper than Costco, Sam's Club pizza so far is really good, but the consistency is not great. So we'll see if that continues or whatnot. But what I do is I take the pizza, this is from the fridge now, and put some saran wrap on it or stick it in a plastic box, something that's clear, and you just stick it right here on the dashboard, and then in half hour, 45 minutes, I'll have hot pizza. Sometimes it'll be piping hot too. So that'll just cook in there for a little while and get all melty and hot, and then I'm ready to eat.